This is a previously recorded episode of the IT in the D Show.
Live from the Raw Radio X studios in downtown Detroit, this is the IT in the D Show.
The following program is intended for mature audiences.
Excuse me, sir, is this the Delta House? Sure. Come on in.
Just where do you guys think you are?
The Library of Congress?
Detroit? Beyond the sun?
Any of those right?
Now we have to find ourselves a patsy, okay?
Now, what kind of patsy you talking about?
I don't know. Somebody who could be Dr. Detroit.
Hey guys, it's Ty Mogg, Bruce Leroy from The Last Dragon. You're listening to the IT&D Show.
So you have no boots.
No.
You have no gloves.
No.
You have no hat.
No.
You have no scarf.
No.
You have no scraper.
No.
How long have you lived in Michigan?
All my life.
You, sir, are an idiot.
Shall we play a game?
This is the ladies' man.
I can't say no, and I don't really want to.
Well, especially with the back doors open.
We just lost our clean tag on iTunes.
Hell yeah.
Make the run. The run.
Networking Detroit, one beer at a time.
That analogy sucks because it's right.
How are we not sponsored by PBR and Slim Jim yet?
Damn it. Take him to Detroit.
No, not Detroit. No, please. Anything but that. No.
I used to hang out at the Magumba Bar. It was a rough place, the seediest dive on the wharf, populated with every reject and cutthroat from Bombay to Calcutta. It's worse than Detroit.
You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Then don't come. Shut up.
How much scotch did you drink that night, by the way?
Half a bottle.
Okay, then shut the hell up.
Is there such thing as a meat hangover?
I love my Monday meat stick.
Turn your microphone off. Just get out.
You're in your underwear. I'm in my underwear. Here, let's hang out.
No, I'm sorry, honey. I have a headache.
Bear me. I may have to wipe the geek off.
Why would, Buick put their cars next to, the Bentleys? Why? That's not marketing.
The alphabet.
It's brilliant.
I'm the whitest guy in the room. Just explain it to me.
Guess Captain Soundboard doesn't know how to run the soundboard.
I don't know who brought that bell in, but Bob's got a new toy.
Are we at a break yet?
So, what would you little maniacs like to do first?
The question isn't what are we going to do. The question is what aren't we going to do.
Ludicrous speed! Go!
And we are once again live in a most excellent episode 37 of the IT and the D Show, broadcasted to you live here in the Raw Radio X studios in beautiful Midtown Detroit, Michigan, in the Russell Industrial Center. As always, this show is hosted by Bob the Sales Guy, Dave the Geek. We got Jeff, the other white meat. Is that your title today, Jeff?
That'll do.
And we got two great.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
We got two great guests in the studio. We got Adam here for one month apps. How you doing?
Hey guys, doing good.
And we got Tolly Marcus here, who thought this was a Blues Brothers convention.
Booyaka.
And he is wearing his sunglasses at night. So.
Exactly.
Yes.
Half a pack of cigarettes.
That's right. It's 106 miles to Chicago.
400 miles and a pack of Cools.
So yeah, we're at episode 37.
37. Yeah.
April 7th.
Yeah. We all survived April Fool's Day, thankfully.
Close.
Although, the story that I thought was an April Fool's Day joke, but it wasn't, it came out on April 1st, though. Apparently, daylight savings time caused a bomber in Ireland to blow himself up.
I've heard about that.
Because he neglected to factor daylight savings time into his equation with the countdown clock. And so things went haywire, and he blew himself up next to the SUV.
The other, good for him. The other dumb story I heard was twins that were born and daylight savings hit. So, the one that came out first is technically younger than the one that came out second.
Weird.
Because it went back. Yeah. I don't know. Stupid story. If you wouldn't have said about the bomber, I wouldn't even have brought it up. So don't give me that look.
No, that whole like time of birth. You don't even really like the first baby born in the new year and
who cares?
Yeah.
Well, I ever told you like when I used to call on, I had a bunch of Indiana accounts, and half of Indiana at one point
doesn't do daylight savings.
No, the one's on Detroit time, one's on Chicago time.
Right.
But they don't call it that. They call it fast time, slow time.
Weird.
So when I book
is Detroit fast time or slow time?
Detroit's fast time.
Okay.
It took me like 3 times to figure that one out. It's like, I'm here for the lunch meeting. Like, Bob, it's 10. I'm like, what time is it? Like, where is it 10? Like,
when will then be now?
Exactly. So I just sit in the parking lot like a loser and wait for the...
I'll play Angry Birds for an hour.
Exactly.
Sorry.
I don't play that anymore. I banned all of those stupid games.
Why?
All of them. Candy Crush, Angry Birds. And I play Battlefield. Put Battlefield on my phone. I'll play it then.
Nice.
Have you played Flappy Bird yet?
I banned it.
Oh.
I did it like 4 times, and I kept getting like 3, 3, 3, and I'm like, delete.
Bob has a very low tolerance for failure.
Have you played threes?
No.
If you just do 3, 3, 3, it'd be the perfect game for you.
Is there a game called Threes? Oh.
Yes. Yeah, it's amazing. I'm addicted to it. It's a really great game. You should check it out.
I downloaded Contra. It's like the old. They need to bring back like old 8-bit Nintendo games as games.
Well, I'm sure that someone is working on a MAME emulator for phones.
Wasn't that how to make money? You like grab like Super Mario Brothers and you call it like Schmooper, Schmario
Sisters. Yeah.
Right, and then like, hey, everybody likes it. And it's like, I didn't steal a thing. I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, before I forget, so our phone number is 313-462-0107 if you want to call in. You can find us on Twitter at @ITInTheD. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ITInTheD. Getting back on that topic, though, so the old Xbox that I have that your buddy modded for me.
Yes, sir.
Actually came in handy not too long ago because the nephews were bitching about the graphics aren't good enough in these games.
So you busted out
and
an
I'm like,
illustrative piece.
So I was like, do I go really old school and pull out the Atari flashback console and make them play Adventure? Nah, you know what? I'll ease into this. Let me pull up some old Super NES.
So what did you go with?
I originally went with the old school Mario.
Okay.
And then I
go NBA Jam.
Well, and then I pulled out Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
You have to go Punch Out.
Yeah. Body blow,
and Madden 92. Those are like the trifecta.
Yeah, you want to talk about crappy graphics in games? There you go.
And were they amazed? What was the take rate on this?
They were horrified, is what they were. It's like making them sit down and watch. Because it's the last time this conversation came up was when I made them sit down and watch War Games.
And you showed them what a computer used to look like.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I'm like, and that was NORAD. Like, that was like the pinnacle of computing power.
Did you ever play Joe Montana's Talking Football on Sega Genesis? And it was like the first game to do pre-Madden to do play-by-play. And it was, if you play it now, you're like, at the time we were awestruck. It was the most amazing thing we ever saw. You look at it now and it's the worst piece of toilet crap like you've ever seen in your life. Like Madden 92, loved Madden 92. Look at it now. Like, I played this. This was fun.
Yeah, but I'll tell you right now, I can fire up my modded Xbox and play Rad Racer until
Rad Racer
or the old Spy Hunter.
God.
Amazing. God, yeah.
Contra. I mean, we were talking about.
I love Contra.
Love Contra.
Oh, it's like we were talking about.
What was the other one too? Like not Galaga, but it was the one where you were like it was like the frame of 19 or rate. It was a Raiden, like 1942, where you're like one ship and you kept collecting and you shoot missiles, then you shoot more bullets, then you got to the point where
Raiden.
Was it Raiden?
Yeah.
Raiden wins.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Had all of it. They actually had a port for that for the PS1. Like the first PlayStation when it came out, which was it had to have, must had, was outstanding.
So I dug out a box of I had all my old. I forgot I had all this. I kept it. I was looking for something else, and I'm like, I told my 9-year-old, I'm like, look what I found, and she's like, Nintendo 64. She was like that. She was so excited, like the kid from the damn YouTube video. And it's like, wait till you plug a game in, then it's gonna go, this sucks, Daddy. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you fired up what? Like, what was it? The oh God, what was?
All I had left was wrestling games and GoldenEye.
Of course.
But she knows those games are 50 cents at GameStop, so I'm like, yeah, load up. I don't care. Like, here's crap $60 to play on the Wii U. You know.
Well, and actually, not a bad lesson to be teaching them is play the old school.
So
games.
speaking of old school, something's going away that a lot of people haven't upgraded from. Mr. XP.
Oh yeah, toast. Yeah, tomorrow's the day.
D-Day.
Yeah. What do we like? What? Yeah.
What's the update on all the ATMs that are running those things?
No one knows. They lose support. They're not going dark, right? Right. But that's so. The first thing we said is like, how many companies in town I bet are still running XP?
Well, the National Institute of Health said, yeah, we've still got 850,000 computers that are running XP. What was it? The UK, the British government just shelled out like the equivalent of $9 million to get extended support for a year for XP.
This is tomorrow's what's called
0 day.
No, Microsoft get the President's Club as fast as you can day, because all the reps they're going to make their quota like in an hour. Like they know who's out there too.
Any support rep is going to check the box by the end of this week.
Hey, it's your enterprise software salesman. Yeah, you're screwed. Sign here, press down 3 copies. My ass is going to Aruba next year.
And I just made President's Club. Thanks. Yeah, nice
for doing nothing.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to being a sales guy.
Well, and that was one of the things that in all the articles that were coming out about it's okay, so we could charge you $300 to $500 for extended support for XP, or you could buy basically a new desktop, a new laptop with Windows 8 on it for $300 to $500.
Now answer me a question. I keep hearing the backlash on 8. And it's Windows Me, and I'm like,
it's not user friendly. It's.
I bought Gretchen like a Lenovo with it preloaded. It's not that bad.
It kind of is.
How?
Because it's not for if it's what I think it's one of those things where if it's what you start with, you'll never have a problem with it. But if you're used to the old,
you can go there. All you do is click in the bottom left corner.
Yeah, but don't make me take that extra step. That's a pain in the ass.
I think it's the people that bitch. You're like the people that when Facebook changes the layout, you're like, damn you, all the hell. You fear change. You're a creature of habit.
But that's a free service that I'm not paying for. Windows is not.
But it always comes back to the free service that you're not paying.
Exactly. I'm sorry. Yeah, excuse me that the free service that is mildly inconveniencing you that you use. Yeah.
It's like you're giving grandma a new remote. Like, grandma, we got you Dish Network. You've been using Comcast for 47 years.
Yeah, your rabbit ears haven't worked in 5 years.
What's this button for? That's you. Like, anything changes. It's not that bad. I've played with it.
I am a creature of habit. I fear change.
Don't isolate. I played it, by the way.
Yeah, and the funny part is, I've instilled, in my daughter. It's a good story from the weekend. So my wife and I went out and bought new something simple and stupid, new nightstands for the bedroom, and she wanted to take.
You had to go out to do that,
dude. It makes her happy, And I went with her to buy nightstands. Exactly. Yeah.
You go to Bed Bath & Beyond. I don't know if we'll have enough time.
I just wanted to go to Beyond. Right. But no. So new nightstands. Put them in the bedroom. Took the old nightstands, and she had this weird idea that she wanted to put them in the living room instead of the end tables that were there, because she wanted to have drawers and that kind of crap for remotes and that kind of stuff. And they don't look that bad in the living room. But my daughter, 6 years old, walks in after being out running around and playing all day while we were doing all this stuff. She walks in and she's like, "That's different. I don't like it." And I'm like, "That a girl? That's Daddy's girl."
We just had the same talk about my daughter being my daughter too.
Right?
Yeah. No, we're not talking about that.
We don't. You don't.
No. We're not talking about that there. No.
Because that was a great story.
It was.
We'll wait till the fourth segment when you've had a couple more beers.
No.
We'll get that one out of you.
No.
The other one that I thought was interesting, and I guess so they think they've detected pings from the black boxes from the Malaysian flight that went down. And what I found interesting about that entire story is and I don't even really know how I feel about it, because I don't want to be the jerk that's against this. But so the U.S. alone has sunk $8 or $9 million into the search for this plane so far.
The U.S. Preface that.
Yeah, which is not where the plane came from, is not where the plane was going to, it was not in any way involved with the plane.
No, because Dave says, how much did the U.S. paid to find the plane? And I go, I don't know, $10 billion. He goes, no, Chameleon. I go, it's not our plane. It's nothing to do with us. I'm like, oh, big difference.
We're just trying to calibrate our global tracking systems.
There were U.S. citizens on the plane, though.
Was there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Otherwise, why would we care? We wouldn't be paying attention
Well,
at all.
That's why they
If it was a bunch of Malaysians.
Yeah, but still, don't get me wrong. I get that people are gone and that's bad, but so like the total cost so far is something like $54 million on trying to find the plane, and they're not gonna find.
Lose a plane
in today's day and age.
That's the part that blows my mind. Like how are people allowed to tinker with whatever is there and turn it off? Like, that blows my mind.
If a
Absolutely
satellite
blows
can
my
find
mind.
my car and give it radio, then find a damn plane.
Yeah, I can listen to the same station driving across the country.
Right.
Well, and I mean, yes, it's a travesty, right? But you had how many people on the plane that all had cell phones? There are how many security devices on this plane? The thing that kills me is you've got Boeing that manufactured the jet, right? And they're like, well,
you had Rolls-Royce that did the engines.
And Malaysian Airlines doesn't pay for the optional tracking package to find the plane if something goes wrong. Like,
that's an option?
That seems like standard equipment. That seems like the mirror on the right-hand side of the car that just has to, has to roll off the assembly line with
you wanted tires with your car.
Yeah, exactly. I just don't get it.
It's like AC
blows
leather.
my mind.
It's like leather seats, AC, and a sunroof. It's like, what? You're doing a car with that?
Yeah, I'm somehow stunned that tracking was optional.
My point exactly.
And when you order the plane, it's like, what? How much does the plane cost these days? I don't even know.
I think that plane is in excess of $200 million.
So it's $200 million. It's $201 million with the track.
You want
no?
You want rust proofing?
No. Free oil changes every 20,000. No,
You're not gonna trick me with that tracking.
Exactly.
Get out of here.
It's all profit for you sales guys.
But again, it blows my mind that they're even allowed to sell the plane with. How can you opt to not have that? And I get that there aren't there's no TSA in Malaysia, right?
When the new rules come out that says every car manufacturer must have a backup camera, because apparently as an American society we are too lazy to be inconvenienced to turn around and look out the back of our car to make sure we're not going to kill anybody.
In Russia,
But where's the recall on the planes that says, all right, you got to bring it back, we got to turn this on,
we got to retrofit?
Seriously.
No, in Russia,
car looks back at you.
No, they have to have the front cameras. It should be like mandatory. Have you seen those videos?
Yeah, the dash cams.
No, the dash cams. People are buying the
dash cams are amazing.
Russian dash cams.
Go look on YouTube. You'll spend an afternoon on Russian dash cam footage. And
why?
Because
of the crazy nonsense that goes on the road in Russia.
Yeah, it's not even legally mandated, right?
No. People are doing it to protect themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Do we have DetroitDashcams.com yet?
Buy it now.
There's some weird. That's a crazy. There's stuff on there. Like I thought. Like, did you ever go to Jamaica? And
So I wish I was kidding. When I went to Moscow and St. Pete back in the day, back in like '91, and so.
Ooh. Go ahead.
So the guy picks I realize in my head this sounds like a joke, but it's not. So as we're driving away from the airport, Sergey, the guy that had picked me up, we're driving along and we come to a red light and he blows right through it. And I was like, dude, what are you doing? You're gonna get us killed. And he was like, relax. I am master. And we're like driving, and then we come to another red light, and he blows right through it. And I'm like, dude, we're gonna die. Like, I just got to Russia. I'd like to not get killed. And he's like, I told you, relax. I am master. So then we come to a green light, and he stops. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, could be master coming this way. And I'm like, really?
He was messing with you at that point.
He might have been. But yeah, there's stupid little Caucasian guy.
I saw a dash cam video the other day, like a girl like
moose and squirrel.
She's texting on her phone, walks in the middle of traffic, just gets schmucked. Like, to know, I mean, these are like things that go every day. Russian dash cam.
I'm surprised it doesn't happen more around here. I really am.
Oh, with people getting by walking and.
Oh, just even like walking around an office building. I am floored by how many people do not pay attention to just walking.
I'll be in the airport tomorrow. I will get hit by 6-7 people. Try not to exaggerate.
We need the Bob Cam.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
You need to be recording. Like we need. There's
I'll wear the
there's the
GoCam
ROI for Google Glass.
I will wear the GoCam Pro on my head. Stupid.
The Bob Cam.
So you know what I did that was even stupider?
Lots of things.
I finally I logged into Google Plus for the first time since it came out.
Why? Why did you do that?
I wanted to see what was there.
Well, because we joke about it. Like, our whole shtick is, okay, like, LinkedIn is, like, my living room, or LinkedIn is like my office. Like if it wouldn't be weird for you to call me at my office, yeah, we can be LinkedIn connections. Facebook, my living room. Like if it wouldn't be weird, and when I say that, I wouldn't think it's weird for you to show up in my living room. Cool, we should be Facebook friends. Twitter, you found my email address, my phone number, whatever.
Game of Thrones.
Hook me up. Yeah, 140 characters. Nobody has any idea what the hell's going on.
Exactly.
Right.
Google Plus, gym membership of the internet. Everyone rushes to join. Nobody goes.
So I went through nostalgia hour, and I said, I wonder if Ernie'sHouseOfWhoopAss.com still there, and I'm like, oh my god, it exists. Like FatChicksAndPartyAss.com, I'm like, oh my god, it's still there. So I'm like, Google Plus, is it still there? Like I went through that. So I went through it, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give it some time, and I'm gonna look at it, and I'm like gonna look at the features, and I'm like, what is it? Like I still don't get. I get what Facebook is. I get what LinkedIn is. Google Plus makes 0 sense. I looked at the feed. Like, what's with the circles? Like, I don't get it. Like, whoever did it, was the worst person on the planet. Like, it doesn't make any sense. If you could shed some light on it, I'd appreciate it.
It's for people who want to share things on the internet, but they want to share specific things to specific groups of people.
But you can do that on Facebook.
Can you?
Yeah.
It's like the core tenant of Google. But, I mean, you're sharing things on the internet, so I don't know why you want to put any restrictions on that.
You're putting it out there.
I know, exactly. Right. It's going on the internet. It's like having blocked Twitter or blocked Facebook. Like, they're still going to find you.
Yeah, exactly.
But Facebook is going to get subpoenaed and
what do you
release all your bikini pictures.
Right. What, am I too good to see your bikini pictures, Bob? Like,
yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah.
I would like to never ever see your pictures,
Bob, we
Let's
got
be
a
absolutely
Google
clear.
No offense to my friends in Mountain View, but I can't make sense of it either.
I did a bad thing Friday night. We got into the Baron Jaeger too heavy. Oh. And I told an old joke.
Oh God! Yes, talk about Facebook pictures.
I told an old story with one of my friends, Stacy. She meets this guy at the bar, and the next day, this guy texts a selfie pic of him in the bathroom mirror with his shirt off. Right. So I go, "Give me your camera." So I unbuttoned my shirt and I did one, scrunched together, and I took a picture.
Bob gave himself cleavage. It was
I gave myself cleavage and took a picture, and we texted it to him, and I swear I haven't laughed like that in 10 years. So as I'm telling this story at the bar Friday, I go, let me see. So as I'm unbuttoning my shirt, and she takes a picture and posts it on the internet.
The internet.
And now it's there forever.
On all of the internets.
I've blinded thousands, which I really shouldn't have done.
She was using Google Plus. It would have gone to a limited subset of the internet.
Was it all breast or breast and face?
No, just cleavage. Yeah, no, it was face, smile, cleavage.
Hairy cleavage, which is the best.
You got owned.
That's
So no, but going back to Google Plus, I want someone to tell me.
I want to put this out there because our voice of reason just texted us to let us know that he was ordering a Dirty Girl Scout. So Jeff, enjoy your Dirty Girl Scout.
What's wrong with you?
What is that?
You in high school?
Is that like a Sanchez?
No, it's like creme de menthe and like Kahlua.
Oh, okay.
And says the guy who knows what it is.
Touche.
We drank it when we were like 19. Like we went to Bentley's and got
nice. So did you hear about the Xbox hack that the 5-year-old uncovered?
The 5-year-old. Nay.
So they couldn't figure out how the 5-year-old was getting into his dad's Xbox account and playing games that he shouldn't have been playing. And so he found a nice little, and I'm just going to go ahead and put this out there for anybody because they still haven't patched it. Apparently they're working on a fix. But apparently if you fail the password authentication to get into your Xbox Live account, all you have to do is just sit there and hit spaces a bunch of times and then hit return and it lets you right in.
Brilliant.
What?
So the dad couldn't figure out how the hell the kid was getting into play like Call of Duty and all this
kids,
other
if you're
stuff.
listening at home, it's not real. We're just making that up.
Oh, that's right. I forgot your kids listen. Sorry.
No, we're making it up. It's lies.
Bob doesn't want his daughters playing Battlefield.
lies and slander. But yeah, so they couldn't figure out how the kid was getting in to like play these games.
How did they figure it out?
And so the dad was like, "Okay, you're not in trouble. I promise. I'm not going to get mad at you, but please show me how you did this." And so he was like, "Dad, okay, like all the internet, like and trade login failure. All right, space bar like 8 times. Oh, let him in. Awesome."
We call ourselves IT geeks, right? We didn't start doing this till we were what, like 16, 17. When 13, our kids are going to like rule over us when they get like through college. You know this, right?
Oh yeah, like
it's inevitable.
I try. Like I'm trying to keep myself sane by thinking, okay, I have a daughter. I will have every monitoring program on the planet. Yeah, she'll know how to disable it.
Yeah, 97.1 was talking about that, and there's already hacks around it where the kid gets a disposable phone from Walmart.
Oh yeah,
and then they leave the iPhone at like Billy's house,
right?
And then they're whatever,
That's not a hack. That's just being smart.
A life hack. No, a life hack.
Yeah.
Right? But they'll figure that once they know, Dad's tracking me, here,
Yeah, exactly. I'll leave my phone at school where I'm at basketball practice.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah, yet again, thank God we all grew up in the era before Facebook, before any of that nonsense on social media.
We were talking at the bar, like the guys that got in trouble, like his buddy got in trouble for changing his absentee record, and he was never at school.
That was Ferris Bueller, Bob.
This was the first case in Macomb County, Michigan. First hacking case, period.
Really?
Look it up, history. I'm not going to name his name for the sake of the show and the 20,000 users, but do some research. It's out there.
Interesting.
Yeah, I got in trouble.
He was at the library learning Unix. He was skipping school at the library learning Unix, and once he learned Unix, he figured out how to change his attendance, and then he thought while he's in there, what the hell, let's change some grades.
Well, I mean, whatever. Well, and here's the sad case. When I was in high school, basically, if you made everything ran on a PDP-11, and if you figured out how to hack your way into that, they just added you into the sysadmin group. Like that's how that worked. That was great. When I went back for my 10-year reunion, which was so long ago now, but I went back for my 10-year reunion. Mr. Roberson.
If you touch it, you can feel it.
Yeah, there are. God bless him if he's out there. I know there are people in New Hampshire from the old days that listen, but Mr. Roberson actually pulled me aside at the 10-year reunion, which was at a bar, and he said, "Dave," he's like, "I just want to tell you." He's like, it's great that you guys are all doing well with your careers and that you're doing great. I've been keeping an eye on you and you're doing great. I just want to cut.
I enabled you. I made you.
And if you just see your way to give me a kickback.
I'm still in debt to my father because we wrote a program to scan all the freak codes because all the good BBSs were in the 248 area code. And we were sick of the what were we, 810, right? Back when, it was like 13, 14. And AT&T caught wind of it because we didn't really hide it. And I think he got like a $1,500 bill. And this is what, 87, 86? So he was I'm still in debt to my father over that one. I don't think we'll ever bring that up again. I had to like coax him into getting me a computer when I was like 21 because he's like, nope, you're going to get in trouble again. Nope, you're going to get in trouble again.
Was that the movie Hackers?
No, but anything I ever did, it wasn't like I went down there just to play games. Like I went down there to like stir the proverbial kettle of feces. That was
you were looking for booby pictures. Let's be honest.
ASCII boobies,
ASCII boobies, no less. Which is even
that
more
was an April Fool's on Reddit on pics. Everything was ASCII, and the whole place went bonkers. Like I hate this. I'm like, this brought me back great memories.
You kids today have no idea what it takes to scroll and wait until loading.
Oh, exactly.
Well, hey, we're actually up against the first break. Believe it or not, this is the fastest 2 hours of our lives ever.
This is the IT and the D show,
and he's not here, so we'll be right back.
Haas, you're supposed to do it.
What am I doing?
Whatever the hell you want to do. What else is new?
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Thank you, Jeff.
Read, meet, listen. Networking Detroit, one beer at a time. This is a previously recorded episode of the IT in the D Show.
Welcome back to segment 2, episode 37 of the IT and the D Show. Got you guys' attention finally. This is Bob the Sales Guy, Dave the Geek, Jeff the Other Way Meat, and this is what is this? A show about what happens when you get three geeks together and get them drunk and
hey man.
Yeah, Dave. Hey man. Dave got offered to buy contraband today before we got here.
It's episode 37. Hey man, because we were at 3rd Street. The guy goes, "Hey man, can I get a smoke? Can I buy a smoke off you?" And I'm like, "No, but you can have one."
Hey man, can you buy me some?
Here you go. And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Hey man, you got a lighter too?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you need me to smoke it for you, or you're good?" And he's like, "No, I'm good." He's like, "Hey man, you smoke weed?" I'm like, "Not in years." He's like, "All right, man, I'm just asking." So then I walk across to the little convenience store. "Hey man, buy us some beer." What?
He's the hey man guy. No, we used to have a dude man guy. It was like, dude man. Like the front of every conversation was, dude man, you got to check this out. Dude man. So of course, like after like a year, you forget his name and you're just like, hey, dude man. You know, you called him.
Yeah, you're a dude man.
Right.
Steve Dave.
Right, exactly. So, bad segue in as always. We got oh no, hold on. Did you give the number out and all that crap?
I did earlier. So it's 313-462-0107. You can hit us on Twitter at IT in the D. Hit us on Facebook at facebook.com/IT in the D.
Awesome. So we got appreciate you coming in. We got Adam here from 1 Month Apps. And you've been putting up with our crap since you walked in the studio. You probably
He gets South Park references. We're good.
Oh, no, he did. Yeah.
No, you guys are endlessly entertaining. Yeah, and you've mentioned that there's Slim Jims aplenty.
Slim Jims and PBR. That's what fuels the show, pretty
Adam,
much.
The best compliment we ever got. The best compliment we ever got. A guy came up to me. And he was a geek. He's a VM geek, and he goes, you guys aren't very informative, but damn, are you entertaining? I'm like, thank you. I go, he thought it was like a slap, and I go, no, I'll wear that with a badge of pride.
It is what it is.
Exactly.
We will take that all day, every day. So yeah, 1monthapps.com. And like I said, I went out there and I did a little homework and checked things out. So talk about it. Obviously there's a time frame associated with it, and it's building apps. So what's the scoop?
Yeah, so
it's like 6-minute abs.
6-minute abs, 1 month abs, yeah.
Touche.
Once 3-week apps comes around.
Right, exactly. You're screwed.
Yeah. So
27 day abs. Screw those guys.
Someone's going to do it.
Register that.
Is that a GoDaddy
Trump card?
No, so 1 Month Apps. It's a mobile app development contracting consulting company that.
It seemed like it was very freelance and kind of loose as a collective.
Yeah, so basically, it's founded on the principle that mobile apps can be developed, high quality mobile apps can be developed very quickly. You just got to strip down a lot of the crap and get it out of the way and focus. And so it started by, like I said, my partner and I, Adam Johnson, and we've just been doing mobile app development contract work, working with clients who are, like, when you say 1 month apps, like, that's a tight time frame.
Yeah.
Once people get over the disbelief, they start to get dialed in and they focus and they're like, all right, well, it's game time. Right?
Do they think that you're like a Wix and it's just like a cut and paste and it's,
No.
Well, because, you've got Adobe that's out there now with, what is it, their experience manager that they're chunking up, and they've got, the basically plug and play, you throw your code out there and, just you push a button and we build an app for you.
Right, yeah. It's none of that.
Yeah.
It's all built. It's all native iOS and Android development, built using their frameworks, not using anything cross-platform, nothing web. Basically, people don't come to us and say, oh, yeah, we want something that's cross-platform and we want it cheap and we want it fast. We want something that's high quality, and we're going to be dialed in, and we want you to be dialed in, and they're excited. And
your brand's attached to it. If you put out garbage, your brand's garbage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. And so when you get somebody who comes to you and they say, we want something very quickly and let's work together on this and let's build something great, they're focused on it. They focus on what's important for the app. They are willing to work longer hours. They're willing to be energized about it. It's kind of like
is that part of like the contractual framework that you lay down with these guys? Is it will be done in a month?
Well,
and if not, X.
When you say 1 month app, there's like
it's free.
There's
we're there in 30 days or it's free.
There's
That's a good one.
There's an implied agreement when you say 1 month apps, and you like all these companies nowadays say that they're agile. Everybody's agile.
Right.
Everybody's Scrum. Everybody's.
When you do agile, you gotta say and beyond afterwards. And beyond.
Yeah, exactly. But then they spend 6 days going to meetings deciding if a button is going to be red or blue.
Right.
So
is it going to have a grayed out state?
Yeah, exactly.
And is it going to
So implicit in 1 month apps is that you're not going to spend time or you're not going to waste time talking about those decisions. You're going to make a decision and you're going to go. It's like getting to the heart of what's agile. And so once you get people who are excited about projects and want to work with you and collaborate with you, the 1 month time frame kind of goes away. Like, we'll work on longer term projects with you, but we want people who are excited about their projects and they're willing to go the extra mile, just like we're willing to go the extra mile with them.
So are you mostly finding, and just from my experience in corporate America, I'm assuming it's mostly smaller companies that are dialing into you?
Yeah, we get a lot of that. We actually finished an app for the North American International Auto Show.
Really?
Yeah, that was a month or so ago, and that's been kind of touring the country.
Okay.
There's a little bit of a hurdle to get over with the name because you say 1 month apps, and I think people immediately go to, like you said, 6 minute, 7 minute abs,
right?
Whatever it was, and you
teach yourself abs in 21 days.
Yeah. But no, there's we strive to have the best quality. Like when we say this app is going to be out very quick, we don't want you to be able to know that this was a 1 month app, and we want the users to be impressed and knock their socks off. And we have, the response has been really great. And the best compliment that we've gotten is when clients come back to us and they say, North American International Auto Show, we have a couple features. We've done a couple of shows and we've toured the country, and we want a couple new features put into this application.
So
we love that. That's
so
great.
on that note, what are you guys seeing? Like, just to go to Dave's point, what's your average development cycle for what you guys are cranking out? Like, the clients that are coming to you, is it really 1 month on average, or is it something that's like 60, 90 days, just based on getting people to think in that mindset that you're trying to preach?
Yeah, I would say that of the projects we've done, a handful have stayed under 1 month. A couple have gone over due to unforeseen circumstances. Apple rejects an app due to one of their
inevitably.
Yeah. And a couple we went into with the knowledge that this is actually, we're going to have a 1 month apps mindset on it, but we're going to plan on this being 2 months.
Hang on, Adam. Breaking news. 3weekapps.com is available on GoDaddy. You're screwed, man.
And Bob just bought it.
No, I didn't.
We've said it. We said it a million times. Our breathalyzer is the GoDaddy app. It truly is, because inevitably the next morning we'll wake up. Like I'll wake up and be like, dude, I wound up with 8. How many you got? I got 12.
20apps.com.
And then Andrea had to text me and remind me that Agile and Beyond is actually a thing. I go, no, I know they were here.
Yeah, we had them in the studio.
I didn't just make it up from Bed Bath, and it was.
Don't know.
Sorry, Adam. I didn't mean to interrupt.
But thanks for playing, Andrea. We appreciate it.
Bob owns the URL.
Oh no, Mark, you're gonna see the press release tomorrow. 3 week apps.
But can you not wait 28 days for your app to hit the market?
Exactly.
Can you guys stop cutting Adam off? He's trying to contribute.
We can't. We really can't.
But no, so how big of a shift is this for the people that you're working with to start thinking in this mindset and just start making decisions and start pushing forward to get something produced in
to not be in a 3-hour meeting to decide what will happen in the meeting about the meeting where the decision will be made. Yeah.
To determine what you're going to produce in a year and a half, right?
Yeah, and like I said, it's a different kind of mindset, and it's implicit, and it attracts a certain kind of person who is going to be energized about the project that they're working on. And those are the people that we really want to work with, right? We don't want people who are just going to kind of throw it over the fence at us, and then we work on it, and then we send it back, and they're like,
no,
yeah, okay.
I really don't like that logo.
Can you make the blue a little more blue?
Yeah, so we
build
like
something
working
that
with,
pops.
Yeah.
Like, it's
the
like
Bobs of the world.
I don't know if you guys have worked on software projects before or any kind of project.
Once or twice.
It's a 6-month project.
Crickets
right?
for me.
And it's your big project, and it's like your 2.0 release. You're going to have articles in TechCrunch lined up, and it's a week before the web app or whatever goes out, and you are not done. And so you've got all hands on deck working on it. You've got bugs being found. You've got developers fixing it.
Were you
in a matter
spying
of
on me
minute.
at work today?
Yeah, right? No, but you get everybody working together. Everybody's on the same page. Everybody's passionate about it. For that 1 week, everything is clicking. And why didn't you have that for the entire duration of the project? And that's kind of the whole ethos of 1 month apps.
True.
Like, be energized. Get on the same page as everybody else right out of the starting gate, and you can build something really great.
So I guess I noticed the 517 area code. So
Yes, sir.
where are you based out of?
So we do our work remotely right now.
Okay.
Good for you.
You have to
Which is and honestly, because that's like our running joke. We get hit by every recruiter in the Metro Detroit area that says, "Hey, we need .NET developers and mobile app devs," and we keep telling them the same thing. Mobile app devs don't want a job right now. They all want to contract. They all want to, because
very in demand.
it's Java 10 years ago.
Yeah.
that's where the money is, and they're going to ride the wave as long as they can. So, I mean, where is your market? I mean, so, you're working remotely. Are you guys? So, you mentioned the auto show. Are you dealing with national clients? Are you dealing, people outside of the Detroit, or Michigan area?
Yeah, so we've done a little bit of marketing outside of Michigan. We did one app for a client out in Hawaii that was actually really cool.
Did you have to go out there personally and do the testing?
I tried to pitch that, but it didn't end up working out. That would have
We're going to need the flights to Maui are going to need to be in the budget.
No, that was a running joke. Like, I sold a big, huge networking project to, I think it was Four Seasons hotel chain. One of my resellers did. Like, you're going to have to try to weasel that. We have to test this in person.
Do you know how long? Dude, my wife. When are you going to launch Maui Net? That was her. Yeah, ever since the honeymoon when we went there, she was like, "Yeah."
My peer in Sacramento got to do, I think, 1 week a quarter in Hawaii because someone had to cover it out of California, right?
Right.
So they gave it to
a 5-hour flight. Yeah.
I'm like, you suck. So there's no business there, like, you idiot.
So, I mean, good. So, I mean, so it's not just Michigan based, but I mean, is that kind of where your core is since you're here?
Yeah. I mean, it's best when you can at least meet with a person, once or twice, and
right.
Get in the same room and toss ideas back and forth for a day or whatever.
Yep.
Draw something on a whiteboard. But really, what's nice about working remote is when you've got when you have to drive 2 hours, or when you have to drive to Detroit and it's
right.
an hour. That's 2 hours out of your day every day. That's
that
10
you're
hours
not
a week.
coding.
That's 40 hours in a month. That's like an entire work week that you gain by working remotely.
Absolutely. I mean, one of the things, like the mobile app dev shops that are popping up, it's kind of like the web shops that popped up in '97. Yeah. And I think I see the list of the top 20 mobile app dev shops. And I'm like, I don't know who the hell these guys are besides Detroit Labs. Now that I know you, when I'm like, when does it ever become saturated, or is this thing just gonna? Is the end of the tunnel visible, or is this thing still going to boom?
So I think
I know it's a tough question to answer, but
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we wouldn't have founded this company if we didn't think that there was a lot of room for growth with this, and we think that native mobile apps are on a big upswing right now. Like you said, it's kind of like web apps of 5, 6, 7
Well, the stats are coming out about people that are job searching, mobile or
what was it? 24% of companies have a mobile optimized jobs page.
But like 65% are searching for jobs on mobile.
I'm at my desk hating my job. I'm on my phone looking for my next one.
Facebook, everything's being hit now on mobile.
Yeah.
And either you jump on or you're going to suffer.
And even within that, like Facebook has a mobile app, right? But you can also go to facebook.com.
Yeah, the M dot. Yep.
And so that's fine for Facebook. Facebook has a mobile optimized website that'll work on any phone. They also have native apps. They have billions of dollars to throw at engineers. Not every company has that kind of budget, and they have to prioritize. Like, are my users going to want a native app? Are they going to find us on the App Store, the Google Play Store?
See, I never understood, like, downloading, I travel a lot.
Yeah.
So, like, the Marriott app and the Delta app, or I just go to delta.com. Like, I never kind of quite grasp that on stuff, on brands of that nature. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that it's a problem that we're still kind of sorting out. It's the same with desktop applications, though.
Yeah,
but we've kind of figured that out, right?
But you got to give me something more than what the m.com gives you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And hopefully, when you go with a native mobile app, you get a better user experience.
That's what I'm saying.
Right?
Yeah.
I was going to say, so how do you differentiate? Okay, so I mean, there's all the hype now about HTML5 and responsive design and all that kind of stuff. Yep. How do you sell the mobile, like a true mobile app that's developed start to finish in mobile versus use the framework and be an invoker out to my RWD site?
Yeah. So what we found is that it's really hard to sell that idea to a company, right? Like, a company needs to come with the idea that we want a mobile app. We want our customers to be able to find our app on the App Store. We want it to live on their home screen. We don't want them to use a mobile browser to get to it. Otherwise, it's really tough. It's hard to convince them of the difference. They almost have to come to that conclusion by either listening to their users, come to it themselves, come with some technical knowledge, that sort of thing. And to be honest, not all companies need a native app. Some companies, a mobile website is the best route for them to go. And so it would not be in our best interest to convince somebody, hey, a mobile website would be best for you, but yeah, what if we just go with an Android app first? That's not going to work out best for them. They're not going to be happy. So.
Gotcha. So, I mean, they've really got to hit that themselves, and then
exactly.
Makes sense. So, I guess that's a good question. So, how do you, so you said you're basically contract based at this point,
right?
So, I mean, how do people? What's your backlog and schedule like now for clients? How do people get in touch with you if they're looking for a freelance gig? What's that process like? Because I mean, just like you want to spend time in a room with a client, you want to spend time in a room with someone who's going to potentially work for you,
right? So if you want to find out more about 1 Month Apps, we love it's been great working with a lot of local companies lately.
Thank you for naming your company what you do. And not like transcend.
Yeah, you're not Schwa, the app development company.
I always hated real quick. I always hated like when like Covansys came out and then they would come up with like 3 words that like, you guys are idiots. You just threw that on a board and like yes, let's do that.
Those are good words.
What does it mean? Like those in the 3-letter words. I hate those even more.
Yeah. What does Accenture mean?
Accenture. What's her face work for? It's like, I'm not gonna throw it under the bus. Like BEI. Like what is? I don't know.
Yeah.
You gotta call them, then what do you guys do? Like then we transcend the information and the transgender. Did I say transgender?
Yeah. And there's the first bell of the night.
Oh boy.
It's like IT and the D. It's pretty straightforward. We're about IT. But it's not about the D. It's about Detroit. Thank you. It's IT in the Detroit.
Yeah, there's a little ambiguity
it's IT
there.
in the Detroit.
It sounds way better than
No, so I mean, how does that process work? Like, if I, so I go to 1monthapps.com and I'm like, you know what, I'm an app developer because I hit your site.
Yep.
How do I say, you know what, yeah, I want to raise my hand. I want to be an app developer. What is that process like?
Can I pause you? Do you have an app? I'm curious.
Yeah,
does 1 Month Apps have an app?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Oh, a 1 Month Apps app? No, but that's like a portfolio.
Get on it.
Yeah, that would be a really good idea.
Does Einstein Bagels make a bagel? Is that what you just asked him?
Or does it solve differential equations?
I don't know what that means.
It's the Einstein. Bagel. Sorry. Yeah.
No, I was just curious, like as a launching platform for yourself. So
definitely an idea. We should look into doing that. But
I don't know what an app for you guys would do though.
Portfolio sales.
Yeah, so right now, we don't have a mobile app. We have a mobile optimized website. It runs on WordPress. You can go to it on a desktop. You can go to it on your mobile phone. It looks fine. You can call us with it. But mobile apps, we think that there's definitely it's more usable for the user. You can get better interaction. You could sign up for push notifications for when updates come out, that sort of thing. We just at this point feel like a mobile app doesn't make sense for 1 Month Apps.
Right.
So like I said, it doesn't make sense for all
staying
companies.
power, right? Nobody's going to continuously use it. It's more of a cultivation.
Yeah.
Of new
So like I said, I mean, so I'm and we have mobile app devs that float around the group that are in that boat where they don't want a job, they want freelance gigs over and over.
How
and over
are you
again.
finding talent?
Well, yes, I mean, how do they how do they get hooked up with you? What's the scoop?
Yeah, so we're only a small handful of developers, like 5 or 6, and basically it's our own personal network. Like we know who we work well with, and that's who we reach out to, and that's who we work with to build these applications.
So you're a clique, and you don't really want anybody else in.
No, not at all. Quite the opposite. Like if you are a mobile developer, like we would love help on some of the projects that we have coming up. If you are a skilled mobile developer, go to 1monthapps.com. Hit us up through email, hit us up through phone call. We would love to, at least talk to you. Same thing if you're a client who wants a mobile app. Go to our website, check out the work that we've done. Yeah,
go ahead.
And yeah, we do. So usually people come to us with an app idea. We tell them a little bit about how we work, how we do either hourly or fixed bid projects, whatever works best for the client. And we, say that we will work with you through the planning process. We'll come up with a contract, or we'll come up with wireframes. If you don't have those, we'll, dive into Photoshop if that's what you need.
Okay.
If you just want to do, whiteboard drawings and then go, we can do that and, release beta builds every day. That's what we're going to do. We kind of find out what will work best for the client.
Okay.
And then we do all that planning up front, and then we kick it off and we go.
So now, do you have a preference, or I guess a lean when it comes to your internal expertise, as opposed to when it comes to comparing iOS versus say Android dev?
So I
or which do you prefer?
So I prefer to do iOS development.
Okay.
Other developers that we work with do Android development, and that's just personal preference. I've got my iPhone with me. That's the world that I live in. That's kind of what I feel like my expertise is in, and I feel like I would do myself a disservice at this point in my career, at least, if I kind of spread myself around and was like, oh, I want to pick up bits of iOS and bits of Android. Like I like focusing on iOS development right now.
Okay.
Other developers, they love Android. They live in that world, and they're going to be able to build the world-class Android applications.
Right.
That's who we want to
You
make
make the pizza, let them make the pasta.
Yeah,
and you're all having dinner.
Well, it's like you've got Java developers, you've got .NET developers.
Exactly.
It's it's the example I always use is the old the crappy the combination TV, DVD, VCR units that inevitably you try to be three things and you do all three of them badly,
and then some. Yeah. Are we bouncing up on a break?
We are. So it is one, and it is spelled out ONE monthapps.com.
That's right.
And we'll have all the links and the recap and all that stuff that goes out tomorrow. And we'll be back in just a couple seconds.
Thanks for putting up with our thanks for putting up with our tomfoolery. This is the IT and the D show.
We'll be right back.
Ah, you got it.
IT and the D. Read, meet, listen. Networking Detroit. One beer at a time.
This is a previously recorded episode of the IT in the D show.
Back, segment 3 of the IT and the D show, episode 37, here live on Raw Radio X in the Russell Industrial Center in beautiful Midtown Detroit, Michigan.
We have so many stupid side conversations.
Oh, it's great. I love it. I wish we could tape them all.
Should be.
We just, segment 2, we had Adam in from 1 Month Apps.
We didn't kick him out. He's still here.
He's still here. We'll talk.
Hi, guys.
We'll bring you back in a bit. But we brought in.
I'm not going to lie. I'm having total flashbacks to that 70s show because you kind of look like Eric Foreman.
Oh, he does. He does.
Now that you mention it.
Well, and who went on to become Spider-Man? So nothing.
It could be worse. No, he didn't.
Oh, that was a different guy. No, what did he go on to become? No, he was one of the bad. He was Venom.
Oh, that's yeah.
He was Venom in the last. Yeah,
I'll say the second Spider-Man sucks. It's the partner from Social Network. What bastardized that whole. So we got So when I first started off in this business, like in '97-ish, I started off working for a company called Fiber Network Solutions. I was selling colo and data centers.
FNSI.
That's kind of how I met Dave. One of the other guys I met was Tally Marcus.
Oh no!
And I could call you. You know how I call like Paul Kramer the pioneer of like streaming media because he's been doing it since '96, '97.
Right.
You were one of the first guys in town to do rooftop wireless point-to-point. Like you kind of revolutionized that whole business market. Am I wrong? Am I buttering you up too much?
We definitely pioneered it. There was many predecessors and engineers and scientists that laid the groundwork before us.
Yeah, but you're still here.
But yeah, we put it out in the field and developed it and told them what worked, what didn't work, and what features we wanted, and we definitely helped revolutionize the industry.
Well, I'm not going to lie. Like it does. It fascinates me that more people don't, or at least in my world, more people don't know about what you do. Because, a couple weeks ago, we've got the guys from Bamboo and Grand Circus in here, and they're bitching that it's physically impossible for them to get
trenched pipe,
cable internet connection, like even a cable internet connection into downtown Detroit. And we were like, okay, well, we know a guy.
The first thing out of my mouth is, you know people.
Because, you do. You don't rely on fiber connections. You don't rely on hardline connections. But you can pretty much beam
a lot of bandwidth.
Yeah, to wherever people need it.
Yeah, well, essentially what we do is we bypass the cable, fiber, copper infrastructure with high-capacity IP radio spectrum. So that could be point-to-point or point-to-multipoint.
Right.
And with that, we deliver a committed bitrate circuit to your door. Where committed bitrate isn't always the cheapest game in town, I guess, as far as a value proposition for a business that needs to support multiple VoIP calls or thousands.
Well, yeah, guaranteed service never is.
Yeah, guaranteed service. That's.
Are you more geared up to servicing like the DEMF, or are you servicing someone that can't get pipe, or what's the perfect?
Really, we've kind of been working on it, and I've actually got some charts like. A lot of times, like for example, in the city of Detroit, the copper infrastructure that was laid excuse me, very early on in the telecom, in the time frame. So it's aging, it's antiquated, it's poorly maintained.
Well, and it's not like other major cities like New York, D.C., Boston, etc., where you've got tunnels underneath the city because there's a subway system that you can work with and all that. I mean, it's
precisely.
Detroit.
So the value proposition that we really bring is that we can get you, a gigabit or 500 or 100 meg, full duplex link in 5 days, and AT&T or Verizon is going to take 90 days and $100,000 to get it to you, and we're like, look,
yeah, and they're going to want to shut down Woodward for 4 days. To get it
exactly.
Done. Yeah.
We'll give you a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year deal. We'll eat the COPAC, we'll eat the operational expenses to get it to you and deliver it to your door in a quick lickety split.
So that's Zing, and that's kind of how you built yourself and built your name and built your rep out here. But now you've got Air Packet running, which is, hey, if you want to be your own Zing, we'll enable you to do that too.
Yeah, so essentially, like, Zing is 14 years old. It was founded by John Lauer, and he was young entrepreneur of the state of Michigan for like
root level guy.
Yeah, root level guy.
Yep.
Like 2 or 3 years running. He's in Seattle now. He's got an awesome company.
Way back in the early internet days.
But
back when I didn't have gray hair and I was skinny.
Yeah, exactly. Now,
the 80s?
Now I'm the opposite of both of that. But
when I met my wife, I was
It's like
how'd you look at her? I was skinny.
Yeah, back then when I was young and stupid and single, and now I'm just stupid.
It's kind of funny, business is kind of founded on like necessity and demand, and I could have never thought of Air Packet or dreamed of it. But essentially, what ended up happening is after we, had a 10-year successful run with Zing, and then flipped it to a local telephone company for in 2009 after upgrading the network to the WiMAX standard, we calls just started coming in at such a rapid pace. They were like, how did you do it? What technology did you use? What do you want? Tell us. And then
you'll get nothing and like it.
Yeah, and that was my stance for a really long time.
Yeah.
And then like people were just like, do you take Amex? Do you take Visa? Do you take, can we wire you money? And it really got to be such a pent up demand. And I was like, all right, we'll help you. Give us your money, we'll help you. And it's just dovetailed into,
So what's your coverage at? I mean, you're
right now the wireless network, the telco that bought us dropped about $20 million on it. I mean, they're all the way from Grand Rapids, Ann Arbor, and the Quad County area. All of Oakland, Oakland, Macomb, Wayne, and Washtenaw counties are pretty much. I can deliver you 50 meg in less than 3 days, and if you want more than 50 meg dedicated, full duplex, we'll do a little engineering and look at it for you, and we'll peel it off to you.
20 watts per channel, baby cakes.
Yeah,
nice.
50 watts per channel, baby cakes.
So and we had nice, and so we had
Phil Bretter.
Yeah. So we had Phil Bertolini in here, CIO of Oakland County. Yeah, we had him in here.
I'm actually on the minutes of Oakland County Wireless, and last time I saw Phil, he gave me a great big hug, and I told him in the very early days of wireless Washtenaw, you're gonna fail.
Nice.
Don't do do it like that.
Yeah, so I mean, he was in here like back.
I love
it was
that
like
guy,
episode 22 or 23.
Like, a couple weeks ago. Yeah,
and
Feels cool.
And he was talking about the whole municipal wireless and what worked and what didn't and what is good and what is bad. I mean, are you hooked into that framework? Are you hooked into, or are you on to bigger and better things?
Honestly, I mean, we've
you're more a wholesaler.
Because
right?
I think we all know government contracts suck.
they that's a double-edged sword because some of my best quarters in the last last fiscal year were filled with government contracts. Locally, I seem to be overlooked quite a bit, but they fly
marketing.
Yeah, I do a lot of government work, and it's good for us, but. Locally, like I said, I don't think Wireless Oakland still has a network. They got nothing.
No, it was the old BigNet ran it, and then BigNet's gone. And
they're all
fell down.
It's all been and gone.
And I think NetArcs picked up the ball, and then NetArcs sold to Logicalis. So I don't know what's going on.
Last I heard, the guys from what was it? Johnson Controls were trying to sell me the old Cisco network that they bought for
that you built originally 10 years ago.
I didn't build it. I told them you're gonna fail, and I don't do it that way. And
buy it for $1.
Johnson. They tried to sell me that stuff, and I was like, yeah, no thanks. I'll do it right.
So you were talking like a mile a minute in the bar, and you had some awesome stories. What are you doing with drones? Because I want to dive into that.
Because we love drone stories. We truly
that's
do.
That's another weird double-edged sword. Like, they're out there. You read the press, you read the media. So we've kind of adopted this developmental mindset. Is like, if there's going to be drones flying over my head, I want to know what's on board. I want to know how to control them. I want to know the basics and fundamentals of their stuff. So I bought my first. We bought some of our first boards like 3 years ago, and a friend of mine, Jeremy, has just been slowly, loading firmware on Atmel chips and soldering stuff together, and we've built our own platform. And
what are you doing? Are you delivering wireless? Are you doing penta? What are you doing?
The latest story that's coming out is Facebook wants to use drones to basically extend the reach of the internet, which kind of sounds like what you do.
That's
I mean,
that's marketing poof.
Exactly. It looks good on the CNN press release.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, that's is that why you're looking at it, or are you looking at it just from a they're cool, and my qualifications are that I'm a guy and I have too much disposable income, therefore I have a drone.
I'll be honest. To be quite frank and honest, is a little bit of both. Like, part of me looks at it towards like knowing your surroundings and your environments is key to success and longevity.
We were putting radios on them. What are you testing? What are you doing?
So ultimately,
because Bob's reaction to them is skeet shooting.
So and that's a big case. Some of that's been actually. I think I forget what state it is, but they just said
Montana. We've talked about it.
You can't shoot them down.
There's a bounty. But, there are cities that have
trust me. So I'm really this weird character where I'm on both sides of the fence. Like if I saw one over my house and it wasn't mine, I'd shoot it. Excuse me.
This is America.
America. You know what I mean? But if I'm flying it, like
didn't you just destroy one?
Well, it was a little incident with a tree and pilot error, but
again,
hey, that happens.
Qualifications.
We're learning, but we hit the ground, we were rebuilding, and we learned from that. We learned from that experience.
The light tower.
It's part of development.
Hey, we have guys in here that do 3D printing. We can make parts.
And we're working on it. Actually, Trin is actually what we call the one that we just crashed, and it's a tactical research intelligence node. And
I want a drone.
It's made of, it's wood and boards and circuits and wires.
Is it like
we did it organic?
Is it a four-copter drone or is it a plane drone?
Trin is a 3. We do have a quadcopter in the fleet, but Trin is
in the fleet. I love it.
But
we have a fleet of drones.
It's a fun learning.
We need an IT in the D drone.
It's following the mayor. It's like Charlie LaDuff bought it from Tally.
It's really awesome.
It's following Doug and around.
90%.
Is that true, Tally?
90% of the code that we use is all open source, and there's like a follow me feature on Trin where if you have a laptop or a beacon, a GPS beacon, I'll lock it onto you and it'll follow you till the battery dies. And then there's shutdown modes and other stuff. Yeah,
So is this like the new X10? Hey, I wired up my house. You can turn my lights on and off. It's
it's really as simple as that.
It's stupid geek tricks.
Yeah.
It's like a red balloon for kids.
Yeah, as much as I'd like to say how cool we are, it all exists out there.
That's how we keep an eye on our kids.
Sell it to parents.
It's at your disposal. We're already, that's a potential vertical.
So much for that prepaid cell phone that we were talking about.
There's
before.
a drone over my head, Daddy. Make it stop. No.
Daddy's watching you.
That's right. That's right. And if I see you leave where your phone is, your ass is grass.
Drone.
Yeah, you don't lie to me.
I'm gonna put some M80s on there and drop them, just so you know I'm there.
That's funny. One of my posts on my recent, I posted some video footage of flying the drone, and somebody told me to put some stink bombs on there and drop them on my annoying neighbors.
Oh, that's a good call.
And
and there are. I mean, there's a lot of that's been one of the talk about losing days on YouTube. There is. I mean, there is some great footage out there.
That wasn't me.
From what people have done floating around, whether it's Detroit or other major cities, but just zooming around the neighborhood, and attaching a GoPro cam to it and have fun.
Yeah.
It's just some fascinating stuff.
The best one I ever saw in my life was the dad that did the weather balloon with the GoPro with his kids, Thomas the Train Engine, and it went into space.
Right. Yeah, no, I did see that.
And then he put the guy video edited it real cool, and it was the kid, hey, I'm going to send your little toy up into the...
And then they retrieved it.
Yeah, and how cool was that? I'm not going to go anywhere near that with my kids because I'd probably hit a television satellite and blow it up or something.
Right.
You'd cause a plane crash.
Oh, that too, yeah.
So, who? I try to think how to phrase this. So, who are you going after now when it comes to? I mean, drones are great, but that's not what pays the bills.
The drones are. Yeah, that's a personal fetish. It's not even a business at this point.
These drones aren't paying the rent.
Right?
Yeah, no, that's a fetish.
Who is your client? Like you said, I mean, you don't have enough exposure here in the area. Hi, we'd like to help that. Who are you looking for as far as clients go?
So, I mean, on Zing, we do circuit-based deals. So if you're looking, I recently sold a 100 meg circuit to Google, and it's kind of a funny story.
Google doesn't have enough bandwidth?
Well, not in Detroit. This is actually
can't even get bandwidth in Detroit.
This is actually a really...
What does Google need bandwidth for?
Okay, this is a really funny story. We didn't go over this.
So
story if we would so I'm sitting, I'm sitting at sitting at my terminal, and a day goes by, and the phone rings one day, and it's this guy. He's like, yeah, we need 100 meg dropped off at this art gallery in Detroit for a temporary marketing event. And I was thinking in the back of my head, dude, you can't afford it. Dude, you can't afford it, because I get these calls all the time.
Right?
We want.
Hey man,
we want huge bandwidth for 3 days.
I would really like to have my art show to have some really cool.
Yeah, you got it. And I'm just like, yeah, So I mean, I thankfully I've learned the discipline to take every call and run it to its course. And after about 15 or 30 minutes,
just let them realize that they can't afford it.
Yeah, either they can't afford it, or you ferret out after 15 to 20 minutes on the guy with the phone. This guy's like, I'm not going to say his name because he's like one of my favorite pen pals right now. And but he was just like, yeah, by the way, I'm so and so from the Google Glass engineering department, and we're doing an event at the this local art gallery, and we're going to have 80 glass there, and we're all going to be sending pictures and whatever. We want real bandwidth.
Could you imagine if I got in that room and I did what I wanted to do?
That we didn't get invited to.
Google Glass, open browser, picture search, diarrhea. 50 tabs, go.
And so long story short, I told,
which is why we didn't get invited to that.
I basically told these guys, if you want me to do it for 3 days, it's going to be $30,000, or just sign a freaking year contract and we'll do it for $18,000. And so we left a circuit behind for the art gallery that's now being used by buy the art gallery for the rest of the year, paid for by Google.
Yeah,
very cool.
So that's just a weird, quirky thing. So that's Zing. That's the circuit business.
But if it wasn't you, no one else was going to do it. It wasn't getting done.
Thank God Google Googled me, but whatever. It is what it is.
That's what they do, right?
Hey, we used you.
Nice.
But it was a great payday. That was a great little payday because we just had our installation.
You never want to Google yourself.
Medium. We had medium level technicians go out and install it, and it was a payday. So
and that is, it is a struggle with. There are so many like startup companies and a lot of cool stuff that's happening downtown. Like, are you branching out down there more? Or damn it, should you be?
We really have a strong heritage downtown. We were founded downtown in 2000.
1001 Woodward Building. I remember.
Absolutely.
Got great
so my hair, not to be too emotional, but like I got goosebumps. Thanks for remembering.
Yeah.
But
the only office I ever went to with no drywall, and it was just like this open
industrial.
It was great, man.
Yeah. High tech. Fiber and
what are you
cable trays?
Yeah. Maybe later.
But So we need to branch out. Right now, for the last 5 or 6 years, I have zero sales force. We just pick up the phone and deliver circuits. So we're kind of like if you know, you know. And if you don't know,
you're more pull than push.
Yeah, we don't want to sell grandma's circuits because we don't do phone support. We want to talk to your enterprise business IT department that knows what's up and doesn't need help with their email server.
You're the carrier's carrier.
Yeah, exactly. We're really wholesale on that note. So really, 14 years of doing this business, like I said earlier, people just started calling it like, how are you doing it? Tell us the secret. What gear do you use? Like whatever. And so that just kind of birthed like this whole new thing. Finally, it got to such a fever pitch where there was more monthly demand for like, how do you do it? Help us. And there was for, I want 100 meg into D, that wasn't working, not that it wasn't working out or it hasn't, but there's just more national demand for whatever. So
you've taken on, like, we were talking back at 3rd Street, you've dealt with the military, you've dealt with big business, you've dealt with a whole bunch of different just verticals in the industry because it is kind of a unique play. Yeah. There aren't a whole lot of people in that space. At least as far like cards on table. I went out and looked. There aren't a whole lot of people playing where you play that do what you do.
Well, we talked about the ISP business getting killed off when the CLEX got destroyed.
Well, and that was
there's no competition anymore.
Well,
that was one of the articles that I was reading today.
For the early stages of Air Packet, that's what really we were focused on when they upturned the Carter Act, which was what made the CLEC market happen.
Jimmy Carter had his hands on that?
I don't think it was Jimmy Carter, it's called the Carter Communications
Act.
Okay, so
now here's where we find out if Bob's just a sales guy. So CLAC means
competitive.
What?
Local exchange carrier.
Yeah, good boy. Anyway,
you know what? You get the finger.
That was easy.
Dave gets the finger.
That was also for the people in the audience that have no idea what the hell. Because you pronounce it CLAC, and it's really.
I did not say CLAC. I said CLAC.
Yeah.
CLAC.
Dupa. You were saying?
My train of thought. So anyway, so initially when Air Packet started, CLECs were a big deal because I forget exactly what year it was, maybe 2007, 2008-ish is where they upturn the laws that made the CLEC or the competitive local exchange carrier, where all the CLEC did fundamentally was resell AT&T or resell the big carriers.
But they were able to make money.
And they were protected federally. Then the pricing that was out on the street was fair and equitable for everybody, and the local guys could sell to local people and make a buck.
Right.
I think the only one left in town is Grid 4, if I'm not mistaken. There's not many.
Yeah.
There's some ISPs. There's some fiber guys.
Yeah, and those guys are, no offense. I mean, I love them. I'd love to help them.
None taken.
But, their days are numbered. Their days are clearly numbered. So the CLAC that we sold the Zing wireless network to,
they're gone
and maintain. No. They dumped $20 million in the network, and the reason being is they knew that all their leased line circuits that they had for all their customers, if Verizon or AT&T and all the COs that they were in, if those companies went and decided to upturn their carrier wholesale agreements, their CLEC agreements, that they could legally do so, and then there would be no business model, and there would be no business model to support the CLEC business. So building and owning your own network was and still is very big business.
You only have
and you had a pain in the ass because that was one of the things we were talking about.
Yeah, you can trench fiber. And,
everyone hates Comcast
and die like a dinosaur.
Everyone hates Comcast. Everyone hates AT&T. So why isn't there more ISP competition out there? And the answer keeps coming back to A, dollars, because it costs a bunch to get something like that started up, and B, litigation. Like if you try to open up in Metro Detroit and you say, hey, I'm going to be an internet service provider, Comcast is going to hit you with every stupid, frivolous lawsuit they can to bog you down and keep you from doing it.
Yeah, but there's clear and concise ways to get around that. I mean, fundamentally, in any of the carriers' contracts, there's, when an AT&T or a Comcast builds into a building or a metro area, they do have, real estate and rights on where they lay their wires. And the Latin in the legal contracts, as I told you earlier, it's called tortious interference. And, I'm a very simple East Side guy, unformally educated. And my translation to that Latin after, 5 or 6 years into it is, basically comes down to, don't touch my wire. And
blow us my asses.
Blow us my asses. So, as long as you have, 0.25 centimeter or 1 inch, away from their wire and you're not physically touching their network, there's not there's not a damn thing that they can do.
No, and there's nothing they can do to you, really. But they can annoy the crap out of you and bog you down with laws. That's the point.
Yeah, they can essentially do that, but...
Can we time out real quick?
Yeah,
the dumbest commercial going on right now is, I don't know if it's AT&T putting out or Comcast, and they're at the mall, and they have like a kiosk, and they go, try out this internet. And they go, wow,
Comcast,
this is way faster than the shit I have at home. And it's so stupid. It's like, don't you think they gave him a faster pipe? And it makes me laugh every time I hear it, because it's like the TV commercial where the guy's sitting at home going, yeah, that picture on that TV is way better than the one I have at home. And you're looking at it.
Well, the one that cracks me up is that, when Grandpa and I are sharing the internet, I'm like, dude, you live with your grandpa? And I can't get past that part of the commercial. That's where I stopped dead.
Don't you think they're not going to give you 6 meg at the mall? They're going to open up the 150 meg pipe and go on this website. Wow, that is faster. I'm going to order your crap.
I mean, that's been one of the fundamental. You guys were talking about marketing and sales. That's been like the hardest thing for us as a small, independent Detroit-based company, is that the consumer from AT&T and Comcast, who has a best effort, meaning, all their connections in the neighborhood are home run to the central office.
Right.
And everybody shares that central office's capacity. So if there's any issue, any breaking
Bob's
news,
downloading German porn, it's interfering with my Netflix.
Exactly.
Yeah. German
all the school kids get off the bus and you can't check your email.
Right.
Or downtown, like when we do the festival, like the techno festivals and whatnot, there's 30, 40.
All the hipsters checking
there's 50,000 people downtown, and all the cell sectors that are covering the Hart Plaza are oversaturated. You can't even text out. I was just at a Tigers game the other day. I had like neg 48, which is like hot radio frequency signal. It was hot. I had great signal,
and still
I couldn't send a text. I couldn't put out 148 characters or 140 characters over the hottest RF signal that you could possibly. The only thing hotter that wouldn't burn up your transmitter on your phone would be like neg 29, neg 30. I mean, this was a hot signal.
Well, didn't they have when we went to the football game, we wanted to text your picture to this,
and we tried.
Yeah, and you get to be on the big screen and you get free tickets. We're like, let's do it. Oh Oh my God, I must have tried like 60. I was like on a mission from God at one point.
Resend.
I'm like, I'm not failing now because the next time it's going to go through. No, what a mess.
Yeah, no, and so I mean, fundamentally, so where we're going, like, so fundamentally, like, we started helping AirPacket, started helping, the CLECs and the phone companies to get away from the Carter Act, own their own network, own their own telecommunications destiny, build your own network. You own it. It's yours. You have your customers.
Who own the network? Hey, Tolly, we're bumping up on a break, but we can get you at what?
Do it.
Get Zing. Is it zingdetroit.com?
Get Zing, zingdetroit.com. Get
air-packet.com. Air-packet.com.
Air-packet.com.
Hyphen or dash?
Dash.
Mrs. Hyphen
Tomato,
seasoning mix?
tomato.
Yeah, we have no time for two-syllable words.
I have to make soup with Mrs. Hyphen.
Whatever.
This is the IT in the D show.
We'll be right back.
You did it.
IT in the D. Read, meet, listen. Networking Detroit, one beer at a time.
This is a previously recorded episode of the IT in the D show.
All right, welcome back. Episode 4, the IT in the D show episode. No, episode segment 4.
I was about to say.
That's what happens when we've been drinking since
We've
7.
regressed.
I'm an early adopter.
Episode 37, segment 4, the IT in the D show here in the Robert Eric Studios in beautiful Midtown Detroit, Michigan. Bob the sales guy, Dave the geek, Jeff the other white meat, hanging out with Adam from 1 Month Abs, Tolly.
The spare tire, as we've decided he is.
After that song, I went to
go run up a snow-covered mountain with a log.
Yeah, with a Mercedes-Benz chasing me.
A Jiguli.
And then have my family sit in a wheelbarrow, and then I'll lift them up and down.
I would break you.
Honest to God, there's like 4 movies where it's like that soundtrack is the best soundtrack ever. And I will fight everyone to the death that Judgment Night, Rocky IV, The Crow, and
Judgment Night does not get enough recognition.
No, that was one of the best soundtracks in the history of humanity because they completely changed the game. What's the 4th one I always talk about? I think I'll just go with those 3. Those are the best soundtracks in the history of movies. They don't make good soundtracks anymore.
No, they don't. I mean, it's like honestly. I mean, I think
good montage music.
It's all about the montage. We need a montage.
No, like you're the best around.
Live to win. That's I need to throw that in one of
these.
You're
the best around. See, like there's no other win in the end. Teen Wolf. That stuff is legendary.
Yeah.
The hell were we talking about?
I have no idea. But so from a good, just a random good internet story. So I had posted on Facebook a couple days ago the whole Chili's was going to donate 10% of their proceeds for the month of April to the organization that is against immunizations. Thanks, Jenny McCarthy.
Why would they do that?
Well, it's been backlash, right?
Yeah. Oh, they got a lot of backlash, and they announced today. Okay, our bad. Sorry, we're canceled. That we're not doing that. That's not us. Sorry.
My family's banned Chili's, by the way.
Like because of their food?
No,
for more reasons than one, obviously.
No, the last time we went was honest to God, top to bottom, the worst service food I've ever had in the last. And we don't complain, dude. You know we don't complain anywhere we go.
Yeah,
and it was awful. The chili con queso at Chili's was like the go-to, right? That was like I'm gonna go there for that. And it was like it was never mind. We're not gonna get on screw Chili's and their anti-vaccine.
Right. So
hold on.
Hey, maybe
will corporations stop giving money to shit that they know is going to be divisive,
political causes?
Yeah, Chick-fil-A. And they know there's going to be a...
But here's the thing. You know what? I can't fault Chick-fil-A because here's the deal. So the owner, it's still a privately held company. The Chick-fil-A's aren't open on Sunday because the owner is so religious, and that's his shtick.
But why does he have to give it through the company? Can't he just give it through, his cousin? Crap's going down. Just stop it.
Why be an ass about it? Yeah,
exactly.
I get it. So speaking of corporations being an ass, so the whole thing about Keurig is now going to essentially DRM their coffee makers, where their coffee makers will no longer work with generic coffee pops.
That.
I bought a bun.
That's such a wrong move.
It's ridiculous. I mean, they want to try to squash the generic aftermarket.
Yeah, you're just gonna raise the market value of machines you've already sold that don't have that DRM on them.
Well, and that's my point. How are you going to put that DRM in without ridiculously increasing the cost of your machines and pricing yourself out of the market?
K-cups.
Right.
Yeah.
The best thing I bought was the bun restaurant.
That's
quality.
an entirely different website. Black market K-cups.
That's aftermarket, and it does it where it's not bitter because it's hot as crap when it comes out.
Right.
Like the regular Keurig, it's like it doesn't taste right.
Right.
This one, the bun one, the best thing I ever bought, ever.
I've actually, not to digress too far, but I've been probably like 3 weeks without coffee.
Oh,
I'm drinking yerba mate.
What is that?
That is disgusting.
It's a South American. It's actually like gaucho tea, and it's very old.
So it's actually worse for you than coffee?
No, it's green. It's got antioxidants and like 37 micronutrients and like A, B, D, C antioxidants. It's
really,
it's really incredible, and I think I've lost a few pounds on it actually. But it's not for everybody. But I drink it out of a gourd in this thing called the Bombilla, and it's a silver straw. And,
have you gone full blown hipster?
I was going to say, are you?
No. Whoa.
Are you a hippie? Not even hipster. Hippie.
No, I'm none of those things. None of those things.
I mean, you're dressed as like a hitman. It's
right. Yeah, Matrix hitman. But
I drink out of like my wife's drug company, mugs that she brings home from the
right. Look, I mean, coffee's like I've been a loyal addict for a long time, and I just don't know. I just started drinking this stuff, and
I got picked up by the Ford driver when he was taking me home because my car was in the shop, and I go, "Give me a good cup of coffee." I'm not a Starbucks crap. And he takes me to a Citgo station. I'm like on Rochester Road in like South, and I go, "Get out of here!" And I honestly got it. That cup of coffee was one of the top coffees I like locally.
Yeah, pulled your wig back.
Oh yeah, like Telway coffee is like one of my favorites because they double brew the hot water.
Yeah.
Citgo, no, it's Auburn and Rochester. Go have the coffee there.
There's Citgo at Auburn and Rochester.
And don't get me wrong, I love coffee.
Mowed down.
Is that the one that got next to the Meadowbrook Dodge?
Yes, it's been mowed down, and they're putting a Starbucks in. Just so you know, the Starbucks that's in the Strip is actually moving and being relocated as a standalone.
Damn you all to hell!
You got hosed. Sorry,
I'll live.
I love it. My 4-year-old son does that now.
So sad trombone, sadtrombone.com.
More crappy companies. So Queens, New York, UPS. Apparently, there was a senior worker who was mistreated, and other workers went on strike to support him.
Fire them all.
Well, so that's the best part. So they announced, okay, 250 of you are fired. 20 of you are fired right now. 230 of you will be fired as soon as we can find replacements.
I quit.
Right. Yeah,
who's staying?
Yeah, exactly. I'm sick. I'm like, how many 230X sick outs are you going to have?
I'm going to lift up this box when I feel like it. Because, that's stupid. Why would they announce that?
That just made me laugh. Yeah.
Why would they announce that?
Yeah.
You're gonna fire
20 of you are fired right now. The rest of you are fired when we find replacements.
This is America, and we're going to tell you when you're going to work.
So stupid. That's the thing, though. You're going on strike. Like, I don't have any sympathy. Like, if you're working and you agreed to work there at that wage.
The air traffic controllers.
You know what? I'm going on strike. You know what? Middle finger, you're all gone. I'll bring in some.
And there's no job.
Right.
Well, it's like, I think it was like right after I moved out here back in like '96, the whole like Free Press and Detroit news strikes happened.
I was by my house.
Well, and they literally said, "Here's our books. You show us how this works at the rates that you're trying to charge us. That you say there's like because we've got people in the plant working right now." Like you say that it takes 6 guys to do typesetting. We've got 1 guy doing it. And
Dave, they were out there on 16 and Mound for like 9 months.
Oh, I remember.
Yep.
Like long after they were all fired and there were no more jobs, they were still out there. And I'm like, what? Really? This is Michigan, huh?
9 months there. I mean, if they're not longer, someone will correct me. But they were out there
for a long time,
and we yelled a lot of things at them. That we were bad people.
I'm stunned. You
Was that union stuff?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it takes 6 typesetters to do that. No, it takes 1. We've got one guy doing it right now, and he's fine.
Hey, if anybody in the listening audience knows about like union IT case law, like talk to Bob, the sales guy. Talk to everybody. I'd like to have some counsel.
Oh, there we go.
I actually know the IT section of the Michigan Bar Association comes to our events every now and then.
Yeah, let's
I have a couple names I can shoot you.
Yeah,
absolutely.
we'll hook
Much obliged.
So the other fun one, talking about corporate stupidity. So, and this isn't even really corporate stupidity. This is governmental stupidity.
Isn't that like jumbo shrimp? Just the
oxymoron. Yeah, military intelligence.
Redundant,
right. But no, so you've got, and we talked about this last week. All the lawsuits that are coming down against Uber and Lyft, and over the Uber X service, and the non-licensed drivers.
The dumb one is the carpool service one.
Well, so that's the part that makes me laugh. Is you've got all of these municipalities, like, dude, drive up 75. You drive up 75.
Carpool
there are
everywhere.
There are parking lots that say ride share. Yeah. Here's the number you call to get hooked up for a ride share.
And that's fine.
And that's fine.
Don't do it on your iPhone on an app. Don't do it on an app. You do it on an app, then you're going to seize. They said you're going to seize your car.
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently, because now you're a Colombian drug lord subject to RICO statutes.
Did you know about this, Adam?
No. Can you explain?
So carpooling.
Well,
let's say I live in Auburn Hills and we both work in Grand Blanc, right? Okay. So we said, hey, let's carpool. So we meet at there's a lot on 75 and Adams, right? And we park and we carpool. That's fine.
You know what? You're driving this week. I'll throw you $20 for gas. Okay. I drive next week. You throw me $20 for gas. All good.
But if I don't know you and I found you on what's the app called?
Well, but now Uber has their Uber service, which is their licensed limo companies and all that kind of stuff.
Right, black sedans.
Yep. Then they have Uber X, which is basically you could sign up to be an Uber X driver in your car.
Okay.
And then there's Lyft, which is the competitor for Uber X. And the city of San Antonio. Yeah, LA issued C&Ds.
There's another one, though, just for carpoolers that's below Lyft.
Right. So Los Angeles issued C&Ds everywhere. San Antonio said we're basically going to run sting operations to catch Uber X and Lyft drivers.
The city is saying this.
Yeah, but if you carpool,
it was their chief of police.
Really? So let's say we get 4 guys together
was
on
it Denver?
App. I don't remember which city, but if you get 4 guys together on an app, just a carpool.
Conspiracy to commit commuting.
Right. But they got carpool lanes, they got carpool lots, but you're not acquiring carpooling the way we like it. So we were going to seize your car.
Well, and you didn't do it as sponsored by the signage
by
the city.
I mean, I haven't been following it that far, but Uber caught a case a few months ago where they were in trouble for like an off-duty Uber driver hit a car or killed a kid.
Yep, in San Francisco.
And I think it got turned over. They were just like, look, this guy wasn't on the clock. You can't sue Uber. We're just a technology service provider. We're providing a service through the ARC.
To a ride. He wasn't picking someone up.
He didn't have somebody in the car.
Yeah, he was just driving around. He just happened to be an Uber driver.
No, Uber as a company is like shit without the stink.
Right, exactly.
They're in the middle of everything. No, we didn't do it.
Yeah.
No.
We control the money, but
we just put 2 consenting adults together.
Yeah,
whatever they do after money changes hands, that's not on us.
Exactly. Right. So. And that's why I kind of love the Uber model. And I've actually, talking to your app developers here tonight, I was like, I got a couple crafty ideas on how we can flip that Uber model to other verticals. But hearing this other litigation is interesting.
It's because they don't have their hands in it and they don't get money from it. Then they're pissed.
Right.
The munis. That's the whole. If they got a cut, if they could tap into that,
tax revenue?
They'd be all over it. And they talk. I hear every year too. They want to tax. Charge per mile too, because gas is getting so much better in the cars. It's like I get 50 miles to my gallon of my diesel. It's like now they're going to charge me per mile, and I'm like, no. Anyway,
all right. So I feel like we have to mention that Mickey Rooney died and John Panette died.
John Panette, I'm sad. Mickey Rooney.
Dude, okay. The guy's first movie was in 1926.
Yeah, he's 93 though. He's supposed to die.
His last movie was in 2011. He's supposed to die.
90. Hit the bell. John Panette. John Panette's 50, man.
Well, and he was as big as a house. He's supposed to die.
Everybody liked him.
Yeah, no buffet for you.
You go now.
Yeah, so there was
He was at rumor had it he was at the Chinese buffet for 14 hours before he died.
No, he was in his hotel room in Pittsburgh, which is even sadder.
Oh.
Yeah, they found his dead body. Although apparently he had gone from 450 to 250. And like I guess he was working on a new special, and like this is not a shtick. Like his opening,
he was 450.
Yeah,
wow.
At his biggest, he was 450, and like apparently the shtick for his opening thing was, they say inside every fat person is a skinny person, and well, inside every fat person, I found my skinny person, and he was fat too because he was still 250. That was going to be his opening line.
Eat no vegetable,
no broccoli for you. Do you feel the need to get into the Ypsilanti playground story?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
This was your baby, and I feel like I should.
Is that my baby?
Poofling poo.
It's probably you doing it.
The best part. So the story goes: there's a guy pooping on like kids.
Why does it got to be a guy? It could be a girl.
All right, there's a human being pooping on the kids' playground swings. No, the best part is, as the story comes out, Metro Times does it, Freep does it, and every quote from the people reading it, the comments afterwards was, he called the shit poop, and then it was, don't step on it, Fred, and then it was like every Billy Madison line, like no one's taking it seriously, like all these major media outlets are like, this is really bad. So I was talking to my coworker who lives in Jersey, and I go, yeah, some dude's crapping all over the swings, and it's on like every news article in town. He goes, yeah, in New York and Jersey, they're taping razor blades to the slides, right. And I'm like,
to the monkey bars.
Yeah, I'm like, I guess Detroit ain't so bad. Sliding, but then it doesn't make any sense to me why you would, or then you would find it and know that it's human. Like, don't you think maybe a dog did it? Like,
I don't see a Great Dane pooping on a slide.
But then if you see poop on a slide,
with the regularity that this has been happening.
Why do you call the news? This is so stupid.
Because apparently it's happened often enough. Usually, thinking about setting up cameras to catch whoever.
They already did.
Yeah,
they have like deer cams. It's like setting the fires to who's setting the fires to the Heidelberg Project. It's like who's pooping on the slides. But now you're gonna have
more important.
But now you're gonna have
I think I know the answer to one of those.
People are gonna repeat the crime now. People are gonna poop everywhere. If they know they can get an article in the Metro Times,
they'll be copycat poopers.
Oh yeah, dude. When we were 17, I remember we went snowman hunting, and there was nothing funnier on the planet than reading about a woman wrote an editorial into the Macomb Daily that her son cried because her snowman was destroyed on in front of her house. And I'm like, oh my god, that was in our neighborhood. We did that. So somebody sees that they pooped on the slide, and another guy's gonna go, I want to be on the news, and he's gonna go poop on the slide.
I want to poop.
The copycat phenomenon. I didn't think about it.
No,
I have not read a single one of those stories and said I need to go poop on a slide.
But now I have to take my kid to the park, and I gotta go inspect the damn slide, bastards.
Again, build a playscape, and you don't have a backyard.
One case of irritable bowel syndrome.
You gotta go, right? But I'm not going on this. I'm not climbing up a slide.
Well, but let's be honest. If you have IBS, why in the hell are you hanging out on a kid's playground anyway? Yeah.
What, you're discriminating against people with IBS? They're allowed to go on the kids' playground.
No, they're not.
Maybe
if they have kids, they are.
Right. It was an accident. The first one was an accident, and then the rest are copycats.
No, but what's going to happen though? They're going to catch the guy. Is there a crime for that?
I'm going to go with the guy in Birmingham who apparently,
I can't believe we're talking about this.
So the guy in Birmingham who I guess some girl that lived two houses up would let her dog crap on his yard, and he got pissed off because she would never clean it up, and so he came out and confronted her. And she.
Did you see her at the 97.1 that he pooped on her porch? Is that?
No, he picked it up. Here's the best part: he picked it up barehanded and threw it at her. And now he's being arraigned for assault charges.
That's assault, brother. Are you kidding me? Throw poop?
Yeah, apparently.
Put it in their mailbox like normal people. Don't throw it at them.
In a bag that's
burn
on
it
fire.
in a bag.
If somebody that I knew threw poop at my face, I'd be the one with charges.
Oh,
yeah.
Don't step on it, Fred. That's all I can. Oh,
I'd have charges against me.
I'm not going to lie. I did the. He called the shit poop at least twice on the news articles and comment section.
Of course you did. And they're all probably literally Judge Smales.
No, I think I used my name.
And you make fun of me for having different names online.
I have only one. It's me.
So, and Bob, I feel like I would not be a good friend if I didn't at least let you rant about, dude, what the hell happened to social media last night, and who is the Undertaker, and why does it matter that he lost, and why was my feed full of this crap?
Dude.
Because my realization last night was that I'm not saying that I've made bad life choices. I'm just saying that I know way too many people that were watching WrestleMania last night based on my Facebook feed.
So the Undertaker.
Bob shit just got real.
No! See, I was happy he lost, but he won 21 in a row WrestleManias. He's 48 now. This is like some unheard.
Is this the same Undertaker?
Yeah,
it's the same guy.
Mark Calloway. Yeah, it's the same dude. He's 48. He hasn't lost a WrestleMania in 21 years. No one ever did that even close.
Was he paid to take a step down?
They're all paid to do.
Well, I know. I'm just.
He didn't wrestle all year.
I'm just gauging your sense of reality.
No, I'm not.
Bob's a complete and total mark. Don't base it off him.
No, that's what they call it. No, the smart marks are the ones that are like think it's real, like my grandpa. No, it's here's the thing with wrestling, like it's not like boxing where the guy gets knocked out in the first round and you lose your pay-per-view dollars. It's not like UFC. Sometimes they're boring, sometimes they're good. You know when you like watch wrestling that they're gonna pack in as much entertainment as possible in 3.5 hours. It's inevitable. So like when someone, I know you're following
the pay-per-view that I went to at your house. Yeah, they packed as many commercials as they could pack.
Oh, the one last year
3.5 hours.
sucked. That's
there you go.
This one was great though. This one was like as good as like this WrestleMania 6. That's the problem too. Like sometimes
so you have to go back 24 years because this was 30, right?
Right.
So you have to go back
as good as
24 years to find something as good. Okay.
People like see. Here's the thing. Like people don't like okay, Undertaker lost. People go nuts, and it's like just it is what it is. Like time to step down.
Work.
Joe Montana lost. Tom Brady won. It's time to follow Tom Brady now. Right? You can't. Joe Montana can't keep playing till he's like Joe Namath's age.
True. All right, so hey, we are actually up against.
I want to talk wrestling more.
We are up against the end of the show.
Toilet.
I just wanted to slip that in just to tease you. So we can find everything out at onemonthapp.com. Adam, yes?
Yeah.
Onemonthapps.com.
Onemonthapps.com.
Yep, plural.
You can follow me on Twitter at Adam Comp. I know you guys.
And we'll have all the URLs and because the spelling KAUMP. Yeah, we'll have it out there for you.
Yes. And can I just say it's been great being on a show that talks about Mickey Rooney dying for 20 seconds and then poop for 10 minutes. This was great.
That'll be in our intro.
That's in our intro.
And Tolly, air-packet.com, yes?
Yeah, getzing.com, Zingmax at, whatever. We'll follow up with social media.
And Haas, we can find you at our events, and nobody really cares anymore.
And Dave Phillips is my secretary at gmail.com.
That works.
Which sadly actually works. That's it, man.
Thanks for hanging out with us. Episode 37, IT in the D Show. See you next week.
IT in the D.
Beat it.
Out.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Yeah, so now I'm just like doing like stupid stuff to make me laugh.
When are we going to talk about me?
Jane, you ignorant slut.
I definitely want to see Bob in his underwear. That's a fact.
To own the truth. Owns.
Or wait, what do you have in Switzerland? Some kind of pikemen?
I don't know. I am from Germany, where the age of consent is 14.
What is it, the Alabama of Europe?
In many ways, yes.
Networking Detroit, one beer at a time.
Because you're getting your 8-track tuned up.
I don't care.
The emergency destruct system is now activated.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.